All right. I don't think you guys seen yet the plans that I've been doing, because it has been, I will be honest, 3 days since I haven't recorded, or 3 training days to be more exact. And I'm just deciding to drop a bit the frequency that I've been usually doing over so many months, and a bit more heavy intensity training, lower sets, lower reps. So far I've already warmed up with 20, so I'm usually starting with the 50, 75, and 100%. 40 could be doable. For a 10 rep range, possibly. I'm saying that even though I have never done this sort of workout before. I've always done it behind the necks, not with dumbbell stuff. I've always done it with straight bars, so let's get it. There's only a single 30, so we'll just do 27.5. Pretty good. Yeah, I think 40 should be good. Not the best form. Yeah, I mean, especially because I should really be doing this on not on a completely straight bench, but just halfway underneath my back. That way there's more control on the range of motion going on top. But it's all good. What's the next thing? Let's do our standard dumbbell lat raises, but this time I usually do like 20 reps. We'll keep it down short to like a 15 rep range. I think the max that could be good for 15 would likely be a 22 or 20. I think it would be good to get to a 17. Just to keep it half and half, since we're doing half of 100% of intensity for the first and basically 75% for the next. Yeah, I think 20 is right on the sweet spot for 100%. Because I think going too heavy, there's going to be a bit of joint action there. I don't really want that. There's that variation where I've always done from Charles Glass, where instead of doing this, I'm doing this. But just so I can keep consistent on the whole plan of the workout, doing lower, basically lower volume, I'll keep intensity higher with a bit of a different workout. It's really that failure set is the last one. I've always gone a filler for every set. But I could have done more there. I am going one set more than what I should, but I just think that 20 was actually surprisingly lighter than 17. Oh no, it was actually 12. Would you look at that? It's actually easier, depending on where you look at it. If I'm doing more weight, not necessarily. I want to try 25. Doing 12, yeah. That was the last. We'll go on to cables. That not quite the pump that I usually get from my normal dough. We gotta give it a few weeks. Let it settle in. This is something new that I'm doing. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to record the past 2 exercises, but I mean, all I did was the rear delts first. I did ropes. You know, I actually haven't recorded myself doing that. Doing one of these. And then I did the tricep pull downs, but I did 3 sets. I did not do the 20 rep thing frequency. Now I'm just gonna do, I think they're called, honestly, I don't even know what they're called. Well, anyways, we're doing 3 sets of high pulley. 10 reps. Let's see. I think with this, max could be a 38. Just intuitively thinking. Yeah, so we'll do, I did already the warm up. 27. In fact, I think those first 2 were a bit too light, especially for a 10 rep thing. Yeah, we'll finish that off with a 44. I kind of wish every single time I record, I wish I can just put like a sign there that you can walk by. I don't care if people walk by, but like getting here. Some people do. I think that's really stupid. And sometimes on Instagram stuff. I couldn't care. All I care is recording. I don't care if people walk by it. It's not bad. I definitely could have done a bit more weight there for a 10 rep, but let's move on. Oh, 10 reps. All right, then I'm going heavy with this. So 2-setter. I don't think a warm up is as necessary since we've already done 2 exercises for triceps. Doing a 10. Max could be likely an 8. Yeah. Let's get a 60. Hold on. There's a bit of a little tension on my right shoulder. I think it's it's a mixture between when I was doing the side lateral raises and the ropes for real delts. I was doing quite a bit of weight with those side lateral raises. That's one thing that's a bit annoying when it comes to delts. You want to go heavier. You want to have that muscle-mind connection, but just right in the thin line where the joints don't really hurt as much. Or else it just kind of fucks up what you're going to do after. You can't really see me, but I actually got this from C-Bum. I heard him explain that when you have like joint or shoulder tension pain, just with this circular motion. But this reminds me of doing like a tricep pose, maybe. And it's just on my right, it's not like my left. No, better, let me do something else. I'm not gonna even try to do that. Alright. For today, we'll swap this with maybe like a kickback. I just think this is too much tension. Good old-fashioned kickbacks. Yeah, this is better. Let's move on to the third set. You know what the funny thing is? I got the kickbacks from actually Mike. Now, not Mike from fucking Trent Twins. not that Mike, but the controversial Mike. I don't know why people don't like him. The good old Michael Hearn. I think he has good workouts. He knows what he's talking about. I think I've used a lot of my foundation has come like 70% from him. And mixed in between, I have the Lee Haney and of course Arnold. Like Arnold's like the absolute baseline for me. I started off doing a ridiculous amount of frequency. I kind of still do, I'm used to that, but it is important to, whether you're doing low frequency, high intensity, that you just connect with the muscle no matter what weight you're holding. And purely connect. I do need to keep in mind, this is something new to me, but I have to keep in mind that like I am doing lower sets, lower reps, but in order to compensate my hypertrophy level when I used to do much more frequency, I mean with these, you know, I would be doing 20 reps, 15 reps, all of them to failure. But, you know, inevitably when you do that, you get a big pump. I don't care what your body is, you're gonna get a pump if you do that. But I think if I'm putting on more weight, doing less reps, I should have more variation when it comes to pausing and holding, having a 4-second, 3-second on the negative, on the positive contracting, just holding for 2 seconds. I think that should compensate a bit of how many fibers I'm breaking. That's the real goal here. I mean, I should be aiming to break as much fibers as I can. I like how I just explained everything I just did and I just jumped up with the weight. Let me chill down. Let me get the 20s. Yeah, something I have to get used to this thing. That's why there's not that 4-set difference that I usually do with that many reps. Because if you're adding more variation to each rep where you're just holding positive 2 seconds coming in, each rep that you do is going to be way harder. I think I could say that maybe if you get to the 3rd set, after doing that, I mean, you can even do 50% of the intensity of the weight that you're supposed to do in the last set. And if you get to the 75%, I mean, if you do this for 4 sets, I think by that 4th to 3rd set, I don't think it's going to be so clean. That's where you have to adjust how much energy you can put up effectively, which is how much you can break in. If you're exhausting more energy than what you're utilizing the muscle to do, I think it's now to kind of modify what you're doing. But hey, that's why I'm doing things differently right now. And that's not actually because I stopped growing. I'm actually genuinely curious to do this in my earlier phase. I do want to take advantage of my newbie gains. I don't want to start training with high intensity like Dorian Yates in 3 years ahead of time. I just think it's more productive for me to do that early on and rather waiting just to see what better response was my body. Whether it's frequency, whether it's high intensity, or whether it's both of the worlds. All right, let me shut up. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna do some cardio, surprisingly. I do want to apply cardio to see what that does. Yeah, let's actually pose down. I can never figure out to record in the mirror. I never understand that. But anyways, I think this isn't such terrible lighting. I mean, I could go towards that part. I'd actually never posed over there. Maybe the lighting's good there. But we're already here. So, now as for pump, I don't think today has been spectacular because I am learning this new plan that I'm doing with higher intensity. I usually do more frequency, as you guys know. I mean, each rep, even the first set is like up to failure. I don't gradually go from like 50% to 75%. Even if I'm doing lighter weight, I've always had the concept of like just, maybe if I'm supposed to do 15, 20 reps, I just keep on going even if it's past 15 reps to failure. And I even increase the weight doing that. But I kind of want to try something different to see what could most effectively hit my muscles. But yeah, we really just did delts and triceps. Let me just do a see the left one. Sometimes my triceps are, actually it doesn't seem like it. There's a few times where one's bigger than the other. It's usually the right. But I don't really see that. That's a good thing. And for my delts, I don't see that either. Now, let me do a rear double bicep. I kind of want to see, or let's do a lat spread. I've said this before, when we reach the cut, the cool thing there is that there's going to be more muscle separation. So I got to do some more lower back, I'm going to be honest with that. If I apply that now, by the time it's maybe December and we hit rear double bicep, you'll be able to see the lower lat, upper lat separated from just the lower back. And there's just like a stack of meat there. I am gonna look back. I am curious because I wanna monitor how much my rear delts are growing. That is something that I really wanna get into because, you know, if you train over time consistently, your deltoids, your front, your lat, your sides, they're gonna grow if you train at failure. However, the rears are something different. You don't really see people with rear delts these days. Especially when you're hitting these side chest poses, you just see that rear delt pop out. It gives that three-dimensional look. All right, not bad. I'm gonna start my cardio. Yeah, I should really do it right now before they close down. Hope you guys enjoyed that, and see you guys next time. Peace.